Imagine living with a weight of mental health struggles every day, a constant battle within. But what can we do to break the silence, challenge, as well as promote awareness? You are watching Muntuni Info Show at Kanyama ZED TV, and I'm your host, George Wesley Mwanza. Right now, I'm joined by a passionate mental health advocate who is here to share with us more information about mental health. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Kindly, may you introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. My name's Rody Lushomwa. I'm a psychosocial counselor and a peer educator. I advocate for reproductive and healthy rights for adolescents and young people. I'm also a mental health advocate. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much for having you on the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
So, sir, take on a question. First of all, I'll pose this question to you.
Yes.
So, what does mental health really mean to you?
Okay. So, mental health to me, what it means, I view mental health based on situations that people go through in the communities. Like, there are a lot of activities that happened, and personally myself, maybe academically, if I don't perform the way I am expected to perform, or maybe towards relating to the situation, or maybe work, if I'm very much in that situation where I'm panicking a lot. So to me, I pick that picture to say that's as a result of my mental health, the way I behave. So to my understanding, mental health is it involves the emotional, psychological, and social well-being of a person. So this involves how a person feels, how they do their daily activities, and basically how they interact with different people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And another question.
Yes.
So, what do you think are the pressing matters concerning mental health that our community is facing at the moment?
Okay. So, the pressing matters that are arising in our communities, there are a lot of matters that are pressing in our communities, but to mention a few, we have what we call substance abuse disorder. These are one of the issues that are uprising in our communities, where most of our young people, like youths and adolescents, they engage in substance abuse. These are issues that are coming out as a result of mental health. And then also there are issues to do with like teenagers, like involving themselves in activities that maybe will result them in doing something wrong. For example, we have issues where teenagers, they indulge in illicit activities such as substance abuse, and also activities that are relating to reproductive and healthy rights. So all these issues, these are surrounding issues as a result of mental health. Basically, based on the information they get to others, like to their friends or the community, the information they are fed. So it indoctrinates them. As a result, it's very much heavy for them to carry that information. They tend to do things the way they feel, not knowing that their mental health is at stake.
So, you mentioned of activities which youths and adolescents engage themselves in. So the question that I have, maybe let me pose it in Nyanja.
Yes.
So question we know that in our community so-called junkies. So how can we categorize Wajama junkies? How can we categorize them in terms of mental health? Are they mentally affected, or maybe it's just maybe the peer pressure from my friends or what?
Okay. So in situations where we talk about junkies, we find out to say in the first place, like how we understand mental health. That's very much important to us, because when we say mental health, it involves the emotional, the psychological, and physical and social well-being of a person. So you find out to say these words, they are interrelated. So what will make someone to take an action that will result that person into mental health, it's because of the same issues the same issues that are surrounding those factors or aspects. So when we talk of junkies in our communities, so you find out to say there are some people who are involved in those activities as a result of maybe due to lack of financial support. Like they lack financial support, maybe academically. So they tend to do things, maybe they do those things because that's the only option they have. So if at all those people they are helped with what they want, they can't involve themselves in those situations. So you find out to say, out of all the surrounding aspects that are taking place in our communities, they are happening as a result of lack of asset for the young people. So the lack of asset, it can touch to financial crisis. So a lot of young people, they are involved in they are involved in financial crisis. Then there are some who lack support. Then there are some like maybe they lack what to do. They don't have what to do. For example, here in Kanyama, if I tell people like the young people, they are empowered and motivated to do something. Talk of a life skill. If I tell there are those who are empowered in life skill courses, creating places where those people can be spending their time. For example, grounds where those who are interested in playing football, they go there and spend time. At the end of it, they gain something from there. But as a result of us lacking all those things, you find out to say a lot of young people, they are engaging in illicit activities as a result of mental health, based on the aspect that I just mentioned earlier, psychological, emotional, physical, and social well-being. So you find out to say, when we talk of the physical well-being, it's how a person judges him or herself when he's in a group of people. Like if at all that person doesn't suit. For example, if in the community they say we only want people who are intelligent in order for them to access these services, well, then that person counts himself as not to be part of that group. What will that person do? That person will end up doing something wrong. As a result, it's because of how that person will reason. So you find out to say, at first, it untouches their mental well-being before they relate it to the reality, which is before it goes to the community. Thank you.
Okay, so that has been heard.
Yeah.
Yes. So now, as a mental health advocate,
Mm.
so what self-care practices would you recommend to maintain a good mental health?
Okay. So the self-care practices that I would recommend to everyone who are facing issues to do with mental health, I think one, it's I would urge everyone to know themselves first. Like knowing yourself, it will help you to identify what type of asset are you lacking. So it comes to maybe you are lacking a financial arts asset, or maybe financial support, or you are lacking support for maybe motivation or empowerment. So once you know yourself, it's easy for, in as much as you need help, for people to pick it up from where you are failing. Then the other thing is like how to control yourselves, like how we control ourselves. There are some situations where once we get across those situations, the first thing that comes into us is we react. So reacting is not a solution, but instead reasoning is very much important, because when we reason, it's easy for us to find a solution. So for people battling with mental health, I usually encourage people to say, before you take any action, first you have to breathe. Like take a deep breath, and if at all there is something that you can do, like basically there are some things that we do, we people with different mental health disorders, we help people with in different ways. For example, like how a person can best identify him or herself. For example, if you come across a situation that you are failing to handle, acting from at that stage is not very much needed, but firstly discover yourself and your weaknesses. How are you going to discover your weaknesses? So it's you now to, when you know what you want, it's you now to say, okay, I can't provide solution at this moment, but it might take time for me to provide a solution. So at that moment, first, there are some therapeutical things that we do. For example, there are those people, maybe when at their times where they are stressed, they listen to music. Some at the times where they are stressed, maybe they just go to the grounds, they play football. Others, they sing, they do different things that will help them to settle down with their mental challenges. Yeah.
Okay. So now the question is not only about the community. So the question that I want to raise here is how can we, maybe you, me, and those who are watching out there,
Yes.
address concern about mental health in, maybe we'll talk about in schools, in the community, as well as maybe in the employment sector. So
Okay.
maybe we'll just start Zambia Pali, maybe in the community first.
Yeah.
Yes. So how can we, you and I, and those who are watching, address the concern of mental health in our community?
Okay. So one of the ways of addressing concerns on mental health issues in our communities is we have places where we can go to, and those places can help us in issues like on how we can handle our mental health problems. So for example, we have in our communities, in our different surrounding communities in Kanyama, we have places that we call adolescent spaces or youth-friendly spaces. So, for example, here in Kanyama, we have these places. We have one at Kanyama General Hospital. We have others at Makeni. We have one at Kanyama West. Where there is a government hospital, there are those facilities that are there are those facilities where there is a department for youth, and those departments are aimed at helping youths in various problems and aspects on how we can solve our mental health issues. On top of that, there is also a mental health department. So the mental health department is not only for patients, because when we talk of mental health is not a sickness, but mental health is about our well-being. So we can to help us. So the other thing is I'll get back to the youth-friendly spaces that we have. So the youth-friendly spaces that we have, aside advocating for reproductive and healthy rights, we also talk about issues to do with mental health, because we've come to find out to say most of the issues that young people are facing, they are issues relating to mental health. As a result, we preach every healthy of a young person is stable, and is a young person is helped with the services that they want relating to mental health. So the youth-friendly spaces, they are not spaces for only people who want to seek healthy services, but community. Like we talk of junkies, people who are in the community. If you have nothing to do, because there's a saying which goes, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So you find out to say, whenever you are idle, you have nothing to do, you begin to create things for yourself in your mind that maybe they might lead you to doing something which is wrong. But these places, they are there for us to help us in the times where we are idle, like you have nothing to do. When you go there, it's there to help you, like to stabilize your mental health problems, like you interact with different people, how people are solving their problems, and you talk about lessons that will make you to make a well-informed decision. Thank you.
So Takambapo in the
community.
In the community.
Yes.
Now we go to the in schools, because we know that in each community is a school. Huh?
Yes.
There are schools in short. So now, how can we draw a concern of mental health in schools now?
Okay.
Yes.
So, like as to our part as mental health advocates, we don't only educate the community on mental health issues, we also go in churches, we educate people on mental health issues, and also in schools. So us is to we conduct outreach programs like to educate our people, our fellow friends, our youths, and everyone else in the communities, in churches, and in schools. So matters on schools, like how we can help. So firstly, in each and every school, there is a certain office which is called guidance and counseling. So when we talk of the guidance and counseling office in schools, it's not only an office where, like, those people we see in those offices, they are not only people we can just make inquiries when we want to enroll our children or our youth in the communities to start their academic journeys, but those places, they are also there to help, like children who are battling out with their mental health problem. If a child has been absent for some time, or maybe is struggling with her academic, maybe studies and all these challenges, so those are offices, they are open. They are open to help children, like students, pupils battling with challenges relating to mental health. Because if at all we can't seek help from our teachers, it simply means that we will not find help, but we will get information from other people that will be wrong. So my urge to everyone in the community is that let's make use of what we have in our community. Let's make of the services that are offered for us, because those services, without the community, it's nothing for us to bring those services. But those services, they are there because there is a community that is in need of help from the schools, from the health facilities, and also the churches. There is a, like, there are people who are there to help. We talk of leaders, we talk of pastors. They are there to counsel people with different mental health problems, because if at all people cannot inquire help from people who are in need, who offer those services, it simply means that the problems that people are having in the community, they will die with it inside. As a result, you find out to say they will tend to do things that are wrong, that are beyond the imagination of a lot of people.
Yes, yes, indeed. So now we go to the employment sector. Those
Mhm.
who are employed, who are working.
Yes.
Okay, so how you and I can withdraw or address our concern to them since
Okay.
they are because we know that when a person goes to work, maybe
Mhm.
that person is going through something
Yes.
which even the colleagues there might
Mhm.
not know. So now how can we draw the concern to those who are in the employment sector?
Like how they can help the
Yes,
community, those who
yes,
are in the employment sector.
yes.
Okay. So the question is interesting. Uh, like for the people who are in the employment sector, one of the things that is to be known as a fact to those people is among the employment sectors, there are also people who are mental health specialists, and there are some who are therapists. So it's easy for the people in the employment sectors to reach out to them for services relating to mental health. Because one thing is mental health is not a sickness. Mental health is our well-being. So it incapacitates our well-being of living as people in the community, including those who are working. So there are a lot of issues that people are going through, and those issues, without the employment sector, where we talk of mental health specialists, those issues cannot be solved. So we have mental health departments. So mental health departments, they are open for everyone. So long as you feel like you need help, those places, they are there for us as the community. They are there for, including those people who are working. Because when we talk of matters relating to stress, these are matters that affect everyone, including myself, who is educating my fellow peers here. We all undergo issues to do with mental health, but how best can we help them? How best can we solve issues to do with the mental health? So one of the best thing is So long as we make well-informed decision, so long as we know ourselves, and so long as we get to be open, because if at all you need help, you have to be open. Look for someone who can help, depending on the services that you want. So long as we get to have that information, it's easy for us to be helped. Then when we talk of our mental health specialists, like under the mental health department, so their major role is to make sure that the issues that we are facing in the community, because we reached a stage where most of the issues that are happening in our community, they are as a result of mental health. So how best can they be solved? So this can be one of the most important questions. So the best way is so long as we work together as like the community, so long as the community and those people are working, the advocates for mental health, so long as we work together with the community, it's easy for us to stop these issues that we see for as a result of mental health, where we talk of substance and drug abuse in the community. We talk about issues of junkies in the community. So we find out to say there are factors that are surrounding these like people in order for them to engage in activities such as those.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think maybe just pose this question again. So what's the most effective way in which we can raise mental health awareness? The most effective way and raise the mental health awareness.
Okay, thank you very much for this question. So, the most effective way of raising mental health awareness is one, by advocating for mental health. So, by advocating for mental health, it's ensuring that we reach out to everyone, the community, in schools, in churches, and everywhere else. So it's by advocating for mental health, and also sharing that information like to a friend who is going through issues to do with mental health. You share that information to your friend, you might help someone. For example, if I know of where they help people with issues to do with stress disorder, and maybe I have a friend, or there is a place where they help people who are facing trauma issues, I'll share a message with someone relating to that information that I have, and the aim is to make sure that we help one another. Yeah.
So I think maybe this is the last question.
Okay.
Yes, that I have for you. So what message would you give to those who are struggling with mental health issues?
Okay. So one of the messages that I can give to those who are struggling with mental health issues, more especially disorders of mental health, is let's always visit mental health facilities, like mental health departments. They are there for us, they are there to help us, because there are some situations that we can't manage to solve on our own, and it requires someone who is specialized, someone who is proficient in that field, in order for us to solve those issues. Then also, like as our part, for us who we advocate for mental health, let's keep on advocating for mental health to make sure that the information that we give to the community, it should hold that impact to save people with issues relating to mental health. It will be good seeing a community where everyone makes a well-informed decision, because of they have more information on mental health, than a community where people know nothing about mental health, then they tend to do things because that's how they feel it can be done. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for having me on this show. And as I personally have learned a lot of things, and those the viewers who are watching, I think they have learned a very good teaching that you have provided for us today.
You're welcome.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
I'm
very
honored to be hosted.
Sure, thank you. You are watching Muntuni Info Show at Kanyama ZED TV, and we had a fruitful discussion with a passionate mental health advocate. If you're struggling with mental health, just come here at Kanyama Level 1. There's the department called the Youth Friendly Space that will help you to get through with your mental health struggles or disabilities. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.